And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
Hey-o! We've got a special guest in the studio today. My dog, Stella. How's everybody doing this morning? Got Stella in the house. Stella does not look the least bit comfortable. We'll set her down. Say, goodbye, Stella. Goodbye, Stella. Oh, how are you guys doing today? Glad to have you on the morning wake up here on Steve Shutler Media. It's 7 a.m. and look at that. I finally got my technical issues fixed. I can switch over to pictures, to images, and my audio does not cut out. Let's take a look at our forecast first thing this morning. As you can see there at the top, there is a dense fog advisory this morning until 9 a.m. Now, I'm looking outside. I'm not seeing a whole lot of fog, but dense fog advisory officially in effect until 9 a.m. Today, some dense fog is possible, so maybe where you're at, maybe in rural areas, there is some fog, so be advised of that. Otherwise, sunny today, beautiful. A high around 74, pretty calm winds. And then tonight, again, some patchy fog after 3 a.m., otherwise partly cloudy, a low of 48. Tomorrow, some patchy fog in the morning. And patchy fog in the morning tomorrow, otherwise sunny and 74. Tomorrow night, a low of 48. And Thursday should be sunny with a high of 78. Right now, let me pull up our current weather conditions. 51 degrees. Humidity is at 100%. Wind speed northwest at about 3 miles per hour. And that is our current forecast here on Steve Shutler Media. All right, stay tuned. I believe we're going to have Tiffany Ketchum from the movie The Gates joining us here momentarily. In fact, let me switcheroo my buttons and see if we can pull Tiffany up. No, weird. Oh, there we go. Hello. There's Tiffany. Tiffany,
Hello.
How you doing today? Glad to have you on.
Good. This morning. Thank you.
You bet. And, of course, we were supposed to be doing this a week ago. But at this time last week, it was not a pretty picture in the Shutler household. Thank you for being patient with me and rescheduling to this week. So let's talk about this. It's an independent film here in Iowa. And Tiffany, what is your role in the movie The Gates?
So I am the writer and director. Okay. But if you ask anybody in independent film, I have to be everything.
Yeah, so, I can imagine.
Right now, I am also doing producing and marketing out and finding music.
Okay.
So how it started out was I wrote and directed a film. And the plan is to submit it to the Iowa Motion Picture Association.
All right. Nice. So how did you, before we go any further, you and I, we've known each other. I've known you basically your entire life. Me and your dad are friends. We've done some music projects together over the years. I used to hang out at your house. You were in diapers. Literally, you and your brother were hanging out. And so describe, where did you grow up? Maybe give your backgrounds, your roots here in Iowa.
Yes, so I am originally from Keota, Iowa. My parents are Craig and Jennifer Clonahan. And I started off in the media world. I went to Buena Vista University, and I actually did not major in media. I majored in education, but I started off as technical director for the sports programming. And I made a movie called Chasing You. Okay. And in 2012, it actually won Filmmaker of the Year. Nice. Which, for being 22, I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm from the Kyoto area. I currently reside in Newton. But why I'm on your show today and why this movie is so connected to southeastern Iowa is I was looking for a cameraman. Okay. And so I put a post out into the world on the network. And I had somebody respond and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm really interested, but I'm from Newton. And I'm like, I'm from Newton. That's awesome. And then we got to talking. He's like, yeah, I'm from Kyoto too. So... so both writer, director, and cameraman, which we're the two creating it, are both have heavy ties to Kyoto.
Nice.
And so one of our filming locations has been in Oskaloosa. The rest have kind of been in Newton. Okay. But I definitely know some of them were looking at on the Oskaloosa area. So once this movie does come out, which should be somewhere in January this year, we're definitely going to do some showings down in the area to support the community.
Cool. Awesome. So tell us a little bit, being an independent and as you mentioned, you're kind of a one-man show. You're kind of like I am here on this. I do the selling, I do the creative aspect, I do the behind-the-scenes stuff, the on-the-scenes stuff. How do you go about finding other people like your actors and like maybe anybody else that helps out? I'm sure there's some sort of community here in Iowa where you can get together.
Yes, there's definitely a very strong film community. Most of my contacts are through the Iowa Motion Picture Association. I do have some that I have previously that when I was writing the script, I was like, this person has to be this role. Okay. I know one of them is Igor Dimitrenko. He's a musical artist.
I'm going to bring up his picture right now. Here's Igor, and we can keep talking about it. So there is Igor. And I know Igor because of his music. Now, because when I was in radio, he actually came into the studio with another artist and played guitar. He plays guitar for multiple people.
Yes. Oh boy. And Bittersweet. There it is. Okay. It wouldn't come to me for a second, but yes, that's primarily what he does. But he also is a very good actor that I've worked with clear back since 2012. So I knew one that I was like, I need to have him as this role. Other people have kind of filled in at the beginning when I had nothing but a script. There was some begging where it's like, please, can you do this role? Because it's unpaid. It's a lot of time to volunteer. But we recently had a casting and we had so many people interested that we had to have questions. Crazy how it went from me saying, please be in my movie to, hey, we have all wonderful people, pick the best one. And that's honestly what you want with independent film, is to get enough hype that people are excited for it.
Yeah.
Really want it.
Okay. And let's take a look. We've got some other pictures here that you sent me. We'll take a quick look at this. And what do we got going on here, Tiffany? Can you see what's on the screen?
I cannot see the photo, but if you tell me which one, I'll bet I'll know.
It's the one of the couple that's posing in front of the guy with the camera, where their hands are together.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So The Gates is really fun. It is technically a supernatural drama, but it's got a little bit of everything. As you can see, there's a little bit of a love romance going on. It's mostly about being in the universe and exploring your life a little bit.
Okay.
My goal when I was for people that are spiritual, also people that are religious, that you get into it no matter what you believe. The idea is that in the end, we all end up exactly where we're supposed to be. So there is definitely some suspense in it. There's some magical stuff going on. There's some romance. There's also, I will say this is not a family-friendly film, so I would say like PG-13-ish.
All right.
And that's the first thing I've ever written that has not been very family-friendly comedy. So this has definitely got some more drama in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so In this scene, like I said, a little bit of the romance. You can tell we're in Maytag Park. So
let's switch over. We're going to look at a picture now. Now, I believe your husband is one of the actors in the movie as well. We see him standing in the pool. We've got Igor floating around in the background. What's happening here?
So this is one of the multiple times that Alec, the main character, meets the gatekeeper, and you can guess why he keeps meeting him.
Okay.
So, basically, the plot of the movie is Alec released from prison. He know that someone was behind it, and I believe by the fourth scene, he figures out pretty quickly who it is because he gets murdered.
Okay.
So, and from there, he is such a good con man that he cons the gatekeeper into letting him come back down. But as the movie goes on, you begin to question, like, is Alec really that good of a character? Or is something bigger in the universe going on?
Okay.
Yep. So this is one of the scenes with him and the gatekeeper. This actually filmed in Tuscaloosa.
All right, and then we'll wrap this up with one more picture. It looks like we've got a picture of the entire cast. They are sitting on the white vehicle, or at least some more of the cast, I should say. Who all are we working with in this movie?
All right, so the girl that you see is Morgan Herbst. She is my cousin. She is doing a phenomenal job. So she is actually our villain of the movie, which I love. Off the top of my head, I can't think of other movies that have a female villain, a male hero. So it's a really interesting dynamic. On the left side is Jeremy Fletcher. I met him when he was in Shatter with Igor, actually. And then Travis Brown, he is from the Cedar Rapids area. I should say Jeremy's from Des Moines. And then you might recognize my brother sitting on the hood, Tanner. So they are actually the hitman of this movie. So they are kind of working for her. So this is actually more of a, here's the bad guys photo.
Okay, all right. All those mean, rough
and this
villains.
Was shot that's in Rock Creek in Kellogg, Iowa.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, Tiffany, is there anything else? We'll wrap this up officially with looking at the 30-second promo that you sent me, the video promo. But is there anything else you want to tell us about the movie or get any last-second plugs in?
Yes, so definitely join our Facebook group. You can see a lot of the behind shots that we do. And you can also see casting call needs. The main reason I wanted to come on your show, though, is that we are needing help with some of our locations. Okay. So we have a scene where they're at a horse racing track. So we're looking to film at some of the tracks in Knoxville, Oskaloosa, or Sigourney. So right now, that's kind of our big goal, is to figure out where we're going to film that scene. Okay. So if there's anybody watching that knows people who run those areas, are in charge of them, definitely like the Gates Facebook page and give me a message, drop those names so we can get in contact and figure out how we're going to build up that next scene.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to it. You said it should come out towards the beginning of next year. Is that right?
Yes. So our goal is January, February of 2024, and then March would be when we enter it into some of the film contests and see how it holds up against the other independent films in Iowa.
Awesome. Well, Tiffany Ketchum, it's been great catching up with you and seeing you again on video. And glad we could make this work a week later than it was supposed to.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on. I love talking about the Gates, and I am loving what we're doing so far. I'm really excited for the rest of the world we're done.
Awesome. Well, good luck with the rest of the process. And let's end this with a 30-second video promo for the Gates. Again, Tiffany Ketchum, thank you. We'll catch up with you later. Let's go to that promo.
Good. Thank you, Steve.
So there you go. You see a little bit of the action from the movie. And again, that is The Gates. That is, again, going to be coming to theaters by the hopefully spring of next year sometime. And let's see, it does not want to let go of the promo here. So let's get, there we go. There, I'm back. So hey, we're back here. And my little ads won't pop up now. Of course, things were going so smoothly this morning. Let's see if I can trick it into doing some stuff here. Nope. Doesn't want to help me out here. So there we go. Whoop, there's our forecast. Woo! Things are going crazy here. There we go. Hey, it's 7:15. Steve Shetler hanging out with you. Hey, thanks for hanging out. We've got a few people tuned in this morning here on Steve Shetler Media. And let's see here. If you're watching, give me a hello. Give me a good morning in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, Jennifer. Thanks for tuning in, Eloise. We've got Rob hanging out this morning as well. Let's do some celebrity birthdays on this Tuesday, September 12th. Some celebrity birthdays for today. Linda Gray turning 83 years old. You know her from Dallas and other acting gigs. Nina Blackwood from MTV back in the day. She turns 68 today. Ben Folds from Ben Folds 5 is 57. Comedian Louis C.K., 56. Jennifer Nettles of Sugarland turning 49 today. Singer Ruben Studdard from American Idol fame is 45. We've got singer-actress Jennifer Hudson from American Idol and Dreamgirls, 42. Baseball player Freddie Freeman, 34 years old. And football player Andrew Luck, 34. We've got country singer Kelsey Ballerini turning 30 years old today. So happy birthday to those folks. Again, do keep in mind, according to the National Weather Service, a dense fog advisory in effect until 9 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, sunny today and beautiful, a high around 74. Hey, on this day in history, it was today back in 1818 that Richard Gatlin was born. He went down in history for inventing the Gatling gun. So that thing could blow you away. It was today in 1954 Lassie made its TV debut on CBS. 1966 on this date, the Monkees made their premiere on NBC. It was today in 1978 Taxi made its television debut on ABC television. Now today is, let's go to the National Day calendar. Today is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. That sounds good. We've also got National Police Woman Day, National Hug Day, and National High Five Day. So, virtual high five to you. Things you need to know. There is a new study. It claims that all this time we've been taking our blood pressure the wrong way. They say we actually should be taking it while we're lying down. So, that's new, I guess. Other stuff you need to know. Warner Music has gone into the record books for being the first record label to sign an AI singer, an artificial intelligence singer. How do you sign an AI artificial intelligence singer to a contract? That makes zero sense. It's an intelligence-operated and generated pop star named Noonery. Weird. How about this? Smuckers and Twinkies combining as JM Smucker is buying Twinkies maker Hostess Brands. $5.6 billion. Wasn't it like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago that Twinkies was on the brink of going away forever? But, yeah, big money there. Let's see here. A list is out for best and worst states to retire. So check this out. The top 10 most expensive states, we'll just give you the number one, is of course New York. Number two is of course California. Now the top 10 least expensive states to retire in, we've got Iowa coming in at number 3. No surprise there. Things are pretty affordable here in Iowa. West Virginia is number 1, Mississippi number 2, and Iowa is number 3 on the least expensive states to retire in. And some weird news. Did we get a picture of the Loch Ness Monster? Possibly. Evidently, Richard Mavor, who runs the YouTube channel Richard Outdoors, unintentionally captured footage on his 4K drone that some viewers are claiming shows the Loch Ness Monster. The video shows an aerial shot of a beach around Loch Ness, and upon reviewing the footage, the guy noticed a mysterious reptile-like shape just beneath the surface of the water. Now, the Loch Ness Monster has been a subject of legend and, of course, speculation for decades. Some footage could depict Nessie. Kind of some of them. The one where the Loch Ness Monster is like coming out of the water. That picture. Others remain skeptical. Mystery endures, but maybe a picture there of the Loch Ness Monster. And finally, today, Hank Williams Jr. His wife just passed away. I think it was like his third wife had just passed away like a year and a half ago. He's married again, or at least he's engaged. Hank Williams Jr. engaged to, what is her name? Her name is fiance Brandy. Now, Hank Jr. is 74. Brandy is 43. This comes a year after the death of his wife, Mary. So there you go. Alicia, good morning to you. Nancy, good morning. Tamara, Wayne. Wayne, I saw you had like an inch of rain in your rain gauge. That is good. Glad we got that inch of rain yesterday. Much needed. I can tell my grass is going to need to be mowed after not mowing for the last couple of weeks. So I might have to get out there on my mower here in the next few days and take care of things there. So let's see here. Coming up later today, we'll have our What's Happening video. We'll talk about different community events going on. That will go live at noon, so tune in then. Also, before I get out of here, we jumped into that interview with Tiffany right off the bat. I do want to thank Mahaska Chamber and Development Group. Was over in Oskaloosa yesterday, got my picture taken, did the old cutting of the ribbon with the giant scissors. Hopefully you saw that picture on my page or on the Mahaska Chamber page. So thanks to Deb and Deanne and everybody for making that possible. It kind of makes me feel a little bit more official now. So cutting that ribbon yesterday, part of the Mahaska Chamber. So thanks to them for letting someone like me into the chamber. And hopefully that leads to some good adventures in the near future. So again, thank you, Mahaska Chamber, and thanks for that great picture from yesterday. Otherwise, that is about it for today. Later on this week, we've got, let's see here, coming up on Friday at Barn Wired, we'll have our Iowa Music Showcase. That is Blake Jack and South 65. Blake Jack is jacked. The dude's got some muscles. Blake Jack and South 35, South 35, going to be playing some tunes at Barn Wired in Sigourney on Friday at 11:30 as our Iowa Music Showcase. And, of course, on Saturday morning, our coaches show with the sports section at Brothers Market in Sigourney, Saturday at 8 a.m. That should do it for this morning. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at noon with our What's Happening video here on Steve Shuttler Media. Goodbye.